Alright, grab your wands, your cloaks, and your nostalgia, because this one's gonna sting. The Harry Potter series doesn't hold up. At all. Yeah, I said it. What once felt like an epic magical universe now reads more like fan fiction with a marketing budget. What we thought was a rich, deep fantasy world is kinda shallow, kinda lazy, and very reliant on childhood wonder blinding us to its flaws. And if you think I'm just being a hater, don't click away yet. Stick around until the end, because the last point I make might make you rethink the entire wizarding world. Before we apparate into the forbidden flaws, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments what movie or TV show I should take on next. This is director Ammar Hejazi, and today we're asking the question no Gryffindor dares speak aloud. What if Harry Potter was never that good to begin with? Let's start with the basics, the writing. Now sure, the early books were written for kids, that's fine, but the tone never really matures. By the time you're deep into Order of the Phoenix, Harry is 15, the world's on fire, people are dying, and we still get phrases like, he said angrily every other sentence. Characters don't speak like real humans, they speak like templates. And the emotional arcs? Flat. Harry's internal dialogue is basically just, I'm angry, I'm confused, oh look. A plot device. You could remove half the dialogue tags and the books would actually improve. But instead, we get spoon-fed every emotion, like the author doesn't trust us to feel it on our own. At first glance, the wizarding world feels massive. Hogwarts, Diagon Alley, the Ministry, all that. But look closer, and it's all shockingly underdeveloped. No other schools? They mention Beauxbatons and Durmstrang once, and that's it. The rest of the world apparently doesn't exist. Money system? There's no economic logic. A wand is 7 galleons and a newspaper is 1? How much is rent? Government. The Ministry of Magic has all the power, no accountability, and apparently no clue how to handle evil snakes in capes. Education. Hogwarts teaches 0 life skills. No math, no history of the non-magical world, no career planning. But hey, you can brew a sleeping draft and turn into a cat. It's a fantasy world that feels big until you realize it's being run like a community theater with no adult supervision. Let's talk about the so-called iconic characters. Harry is basically a vessel for trauma who reacts more than he leads. He has no real personality beyond bravery and chosen one syndrome. Ron is comic relief and occasional jealousy. That's it. Hermione carried the team on her back, but even she's mostly defined by being smart and bossy. And Voldemort? The ultimate evil wizard who never actually does anything interesting. He's evil for evil's sake, with no meaningful ideology, no political complexity, just snake-faced genocide. Imagine if your main villain had an actual worldview instead of just hissing and killing side characters off screen. You'd think a series about love, death, and resistance would be loaded with powerful messages. But nope, it barely scratches the surface. Slavery? House elves are literal slaves. The books treat it like a quirky subplot, and Hermione's activism is laughed off. Racism? Pure blood ideology exists, sure, but it's handled like high school drama, not systemic oppression. Abuse? Harry lives in an abusive home, and no one in the wizarding world does anything. He's famous, but still gets sent back to his awful aunt and uncle every summer like it's detention. The books bring up important issues, then magically ignore them. It's like the story's allergic to depth, okay? Here's the big one, the part you need to hear. Harry Potter didn't create a rich fantasy world. It created the illusion of one. It feels magical when you're a kid, because it's written to dazzle you with robes and spells and butterbeer. But when you go back as an adult and look for complexity, nuance, or even basic consistency, it's not there. The wizarding world is a stage set. Painted backgrounds, shallow props, and characters who serve plot over realism. It's nostalgia dressed up as literature, and the only reason it still holds cultural power is because we keep projecting depth onto something that was never that deep. So no, Harry Potter isn't bad, but is it the masterwork of fantasy storytelling people treat it as? Absolutely not. This was director Ammar Hejazi. And if you've made it this far without turning me into a toad, I appreciate your bravery. Smash that like button, drop a comment telling me what nostalgic franchise I should deconstruct next, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, mischief managed, but maybe keep your expectations in check.